Hold on to your butts. This is a long one. Good morning, Wizards Unite family. I'm making you think like I just woke up. As a matter of fact, I've had enough time to eat breakfast, change 4 poopy diapers, drink 2 cups of coffee, and clear off my desk so I could film a video. I apologize for the mega red eye. I have an appointment to get it looked at tomorrow. I think I have an infection. I'm not sure what kind. I have a lot of chores to do today. We've had 3 birthday parties in 2 months. We have been camping in between those birthday parties, and so my house is a mess. But I also have to film a Wizards Unite video, so we have to do some of that too. This summer is crazy, y'all. So I figure I can take you guys around with me. Today, we're gonna be talking about the 3 articles that have been released to us from Niantic, Pottermore, and the official Wizards Unite website. And I'm gonna put all of those links down in the doobly-doo, but we're gonna be breaking it down literally line by line. It doesn't get much more nerdy than this.
Wow, you have made a rather epic mess.
Did you poop again? Un momento. Right, so that was dirty diaper number 5. And with all of that YouTube life glamorousness behind us, let's go do some laundry. The first article is, of course, the Niantic article. And I've broken it down into 6 specific points. Number 1, players will learn spells. Number 2, explore their real-world neighborhoods and cities. Number 3, to discover and fight legendary beasts. Number 4, and team up with others to take down powerful enemies. Number 5, Harry Potter Wizards Unite will leverage the full stack of the Niantic platform. Number 6, while also providing an opportunity to pioneer all new technology and gameplay mechanics. You helping? That was so cool. Don't kill the camera. I really need a new tripod. I've been thinking about it for like 4 years, whether or not I should buy a Joby. I think the answer is yes. Yes, Tony. Okay, so the boys are up. I've got a cup of tea. The third article that we want to cover is the one from Pottermore.com. Number 1, the game encourages you to step outside with your phone, explore your local surroundings. 2, take part in a series of adventures. 3, such as searching for magical creatures. 4, and bumping into iconic Wizarding World characters along the way. 5, you'll be able to cast spells. 6, discover mysterious artifacts. And 7, build up your own illustrious wizarding career. Sounds pretty epic. Studying all 3 of these articles and comparing what they respectively do and do not cover reveals some pretty interesting things and allows us to speculate wildly. So the first thing we're gonna hit on is the fact that this is an AR game. This is a lot like Pokemon Go. You're gonna go out and you're gonna run around in your neighborhood. The game encourages you to step outside with your phone and explore your local surroundings. Players will learn to cast spells. When we study the differences between the articles, I think it's safe to surmise that there is a different learning and casting of the spell systems. I think what's going to happen is you're going to spin a Pokestop or a Wizarding Stop or whatever it's going to be. You're going to get items, spell books, notes, potion brewing stuff, chocolate frog cards, or we're going to find them while we're wandering around like we find Pokemon. That's a little less likely. I think they're going to reserve that for the magical creatures. I think we're going to learn how to cast spells from certain stops or points of interest. It's possible that there's going to be some kind of currency for casting a spell, but whatever that currency is going to be, it's probably going to be accessible through battling in gyms or whatever they're going to be called. Kind of like how Stardust is readily available in gyms or catching Pokemon or doing a raid and stuff like that. So once you have learned the spell, then you can cast it. Maybe then it's also added to some kind of skill tree. Because if you remember, in the movies and in the books, you can expand on each base spell and learn more. You remember Umbridge in Order of the Phoenix? Bombada Maxima. You can alter the spell by adding another phrase at the end of it to give it more power and more oomph. It's very probable that there's going to be some sort of currency for learning more advanced spells, and that just makes sense. Just like there is with evolutions, you have to have a certain amount of candies. Most people, when they're first starting out, only manage a few wisps of light. Then they move on to a shield form, and then they move on to a fully fledged corporeal Patronus. A big part of this is the fact that Niantic just bought Reality, and they specialize in voice-activated AR experiences. Now I wonder, is there a system that we know of that uses voice to activate certain powers? I have no idea. Drawing a blank. Mind gone fuzzy. I suspect you can probably turn this feature on and off just like you can turn on and off AR Plus, so that your spellcasting is a little less sporadic. I'm putting all of the links to the articles that talk about Reality down in the description.
Oh, T, you are my only friend.
Now, Pottermore makes mention of something that neither of the other articles even talk about. Take part in a series of adventures. Even though it hasn't come from Niantic itself, it's just Pottermore saying this, I think it's very safe to assume that we're probably gonna get some kind of quest system from Wizards Unite. If we get a quest system from the outset, I think there's a higher probability of audience retention, which means people are gonna wanna play for a lot longer.
If you give us quests and you give us dueling, we're gonna stick around in Harry Potter for a little longer.
The quest system could be exactly like it is in Pokemon Go, and I think that's highly probable. You spin a stop, you get a quest, you get some rewards. About 4 months ago, Niantic had a job opening for a narrative designer. I might have applied. It didn't mention anything about Harry Potter Wizards Unite. It just said that they needed somebody who specialized in writing video game stories. I'm trying to chug this tea so that then I can go and do a couple of other things around the house. Like I really need to do a lot of dishes. That's really big. I also need to do another load of laundry. So, chugging tea. The next thing that we need to talk about is legendary beasts, such as searching for magical creatures. They say magical creatures. Wizards Unite says legendary beasts. Niantic says legendary beasts. I think that legendary beasts is just leftover colloquialism from them talking about legendaries in Pokemon Go. I think that Pottermore's is much, much more accurate magical creatures. So I think we're going to be on a new Scamander type quest rather than a Hogwarts adventure. Need to steal my hat. Next thing we need to talk about is iconic characters. Look down at the very bottom of the page of the wizardsunite.com. You can see that they have the copyrights for Fantastic Beasts and for Harry Potter. It could very well be that instead of spinning Pokestops, we visit Wizards in shops and get our items. Maybe we buy them, or maybe it's a complete random spin just like it is in Pokemon Go and Ingress right now. I don't see this happening because it would be really, really hard to make sure that different types of shops are evenly distributed, especially in rural areas, and they've already managed to alienate a lot of rural players using the current system. Or maybe these people that'll just kind of randomly pop up, they give us quests, or maybe we have to fight Death Eaters or, Grindelwald's followers, like in Djinn raids. Whatever it means, expect to cry when Lupin and Sirius are on your screen. Too soon. Way too soon. I finished my tea. That means I have to go load the dishwasher now. Next thing that the articles cover are mysterious artifacts. Pottermore says it in their 6th bullet point, discover mysterious artifacts, and Wizards Unite says to discover mysterious artifacts, and Niantic makes no mention of it. But I don't think that's anything to be concerned with. I think there's still going to be mysterious artifacts, it's just got left out of that blog post for whatever reason. This is probably going to be a lot like our Pokedex. You're probably going to have to complete certain collections as you're running around. Now, as for what these artifacts are going to be, we have a million examples from the books to pull from. There's, of course, Harry's Invisibility Cloak, the Sorcerer's Stone, or the Philosopher's Stone, depending on what part of the planet you're from. It could be for a special event they're planning on releasing the Deathly Hallows. Now, as for what these artifacts could possibly do, it could be any number of things. It could give you certain bonuses and certain power-ups that you might need. It could be that you need them in order to learn a certain spell. I cannot wait to get Mad-Eye Moody's monocle. That would be epic. Pottermore's 7th bullet kind of gives us a little bit of an issue, because what they say specifically is build up your illustrious wizarding career. That phrase in particular tells me that this is probably going to be a post-schooling adventure. You've already been to Ilvermorny or Hogwarts or Durmstrang, and you have already started on your wizarding career. So I don't think we're gonna choose houses. It'd be fun. Now, earlier in the year, the official Wizards Unite website only made mention of having Fantastic Beasts copyrights, but it has since been added to the bottom of the page that they also have the Harry Potter one. Jam City, I think, already put their stamp on Hogwarts. Lord help us all. Now, Niantic says two things that the other articles don't even mention. One is Harry Potter Unite will leverage the full stack of the Niantic platform. So the full stack of Niantic's platform can be summed up as AR, GPS gameplay, getting supplies from real world locations and landmarks, avatar customization, achievements and medals, location-based social events and active, social media with friends on the game itself, level up system, acting system, collection system, egg walking system, comm system, systems for ingress, game analysis system, player bonuses for capturing certain types of Pokemon, trading, integration with Facebook, Google, and other platforms, walking buddy system, selling points in real world maps for virtual creatures, gifts through the game, peripherals, that sort of thing. So from all that, we can just tell that it's gonna look a lot like Pokemon Go, but it's gonna be slightly different because the next phrase says, while also providing an opportunity to pioneer all new technologies and gameplay mechanics. This could also mean things like you have to use your phone kind of like a wand, or as Witches Unite talked about in one of her videos, there's a possibility we could get theme park integration. Harry Potter has a theme park. Pokemon doesn't have a theme park. I mean, they've got the Pokemon Center in Japan, but there's a theme park. That's a lot to take in, and it's a lot of wild speculation, and it's been a really wild day here, and I've got a lot more chores to do. So let me know what you think in the comments. If you would like to see more Wizards Unite speculation videos, make sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you know when I make another video. And that's all I've got for you guys today. Thanks for doing some chores with me and hanging out with me and my kids, even though they're super shouty. It's been an okay day, and I love you all always. Bye.